What is up, YouTube? It is Thursday, and I am so sorry for last night, but some things were going down. And I wanted to make sure that I was available to my oldest child in case she needed me. So I did not live stream last night as planned, so I apologize for that. I did post an update in the community section as to why I didn't live stream last night. My daughter's friend was apparently shot and killed here in Phoenix 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago, yeah. They still don't know who did it or why or anything in regards to it, but whoever shot this kid left him basically in the road to die, and he died. When emergency crews made it to him, he was already gone. So it was sad. And though my daughter didn't end up coming over, I did want to make sure that I had nothing going on like this that's not as important as her, obviously, and her feelings and what she's going through. I wanted to make sure that I was available just in case she did decide she wanted to come over and talk to mom. So, but I am here tonight, as I said I would be. So I will do a makeup live stream sometime this weekend, probably Sunday. That live stream is going to be a little bit different. That live stream is going to actually be about animal welfare. For those of you that don't know, there's a couple of places in Texas that are under fire right now for the way they are treating animals in their animal control centers, and we're going to talk about that. I know you guys know that I work with animals. I have lots of little dogs. I used to work for a vet. I used to breed dogs. I used to do rescue. I've done a lot in regards to dogs, not so much cats. And so animal welfare is obviously something very important to me. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that kind of a different live stream, a different topic, I guess you could say. And I'm doing this at the request of one of my watchers. She is an amazing lady, and I'm going to do that just for her because she wants to get the word out there about what's going on in this country as far as high-tail shelters and the way the animals are treated. And I think it's definitely something that I can put my self behind and support. So anyway, if you're new here, you guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell icon. That way you know every time I do a live stream or post a video, pending YouTube decides to notify people, because we all know that not everybody gets notified. Even Mr. Atomic, who's my moderator, doesn't always get a notification. But what's funny is I'll get a notification. It'll say Atomic News is live, and I want to say, well, no shit, Sherlock. I'm right here. Of course I know I'm live. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this video at the end. And for those of you that don't know who I am, I'm Laura. What?
I'm not a moderator.
What? Hold on. That's weird. I'm Laura, and you're watching Atomic News TV, but we're having some technical difficulties. What? Hold on. It says that my husband is not a moderator, which, hi. Wonder how that happened. Okay. Now it should sit. Now you should be. I wonder if it dumped all my moderators. Frank, you're not coming up with a wrench either. Huh. I wonder if YouTube dumped my moderators. Hang on. Okay, Frank, you should be a moderator now again. I don't know what happened. That's bizarre. I'm gonna have to check that after the live stream. Okay.
Ragnar.
Okay. If TKO gets to the house, I'm gonna have to check her too. That's weird.
Ragnar.
Just let him be in here. He's being. Go. You go.
Come on.
You go. That's my furry grandson. He He's a little needy. See, my youngest daughter is on what I think is her first date tonight. She's a 6th grader, and this boy called while we were eating dinner, and he had to put his mom on the phone. It was really, really cute. And she's like, this is kind of awkward, but we want to know if you wanted to go to ride go-karts with us tonight. So I asked her, I said, do you like this boy? And she's like, no. I'm like, is this a date? And she goes, he's my friend. And I'm like, well, why was he embarrassed to ask her and had to have mom ask? I think it's a date. What do you guys think?
You're on your wrong channel.
What channel am I on?
Your second channel.
I can't be on my second channel. I can't live stream on that channel. What? How can that, I can't live stream on that channel. I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet.
No, Frank says you're on the other channel.
I'm on Atomic News TV? Well, hi there. That's hilarious, you guys. Ragnar, get out of here. Okay, I'm having serious problems with this live stream, clearly. Okay, Frank, I thought you had to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to live stream. Am I wrong, or did that just change? Because it took me forever before I could live stream on my main channel.
What the hell?
I'm fired. I'm fired. I don't know. Maybe I should switch over to the other channel. Either that or I'm just going to record this. I'm just going to screen grab this later and post it to my channel is what I'm going to do. So let's go with it, dude. Let's go with it. Let's get some people in here on the backup channel. Can you tell like I'm tired and that like I have a lot on my mind? All right, let's do this. Well, I'm going to fly by the seat of my pants today because why not? I'm Atomic News. All right, you guys. Lots of news right now. First things first, we're going to talk about how migrants make poor decisions. You know, I talk about that all the time. Okay, documented immigrants rescued from sewage tunnel near U.S.-Mexico border. Okay, and you can see here's a picture of them. They're down there, lights flashing down, trying to get people. Okay, this was in San Diego. 10 undocumented immigrants were hospitalized for hypothermia after a large group was rescued from storm waters inside a drain near the U.S.-Mexico border. Not real smart. I'm going to let you guys watch the video because, you know, we do this ghetto style here.
16 undocumented immigrants, many suffering from hypothermia, had to be rescued from a storm drain near the border in San Diego. Border Patrol spotted the group of people entering the storm drain after crossing the border illegally. The group made it about a quarter mile in the drain before getting stuck in rushing water. San Diego firefighters and lifeguards initially rescued 13 men. Half of them were taken to the hospital suffering from hypothermia. Rescuers had finished. They had left when Border Patrol report hearing a woman screaming from inside the tunnel. First responders were called back. They rescued the woman along with 2 other men. All of them were taken to the hospital as well.
So all of them were taken to the hospital. They just got their ticket into the U.S., didn't they? JB and Walter, oh, Laura, let me tell you about some of the very poor decisions they make here. Oh, I can imagine. So from what I can read here, they tried to cross into the U.S. through the storm drain. Water surprised them, basically. Why? I don't know. I mean, you're in a storm drain, so why would water surprise you? And they had to be rescued. They got stuck. They could have drowned. And this happens all the time over in Texas and El Paso. You guys have seen the videos on my channel. I think I've had at least 2 or 3 of those videos on my channel in the past year where you can see them coming up out of the storm drain in Texas. The port of entry is like a half a mile away. You can literally see it down the street, but they choose to come in through the storm drains because migrants make poor decisions. Okay, so these people nearly lost their life because they tried to come in secret, and then now they have their ticket into the U.S. They're being treated. free of charge at the hospital, receiving care. They're going to get food, shelter, clothes, everything that they need. And yeah. So there's just one more picture. You can see the manhole there. But I know Anthony has gotten videos of them coming out, and then he's also gotten videos of Border Patrol going down into the storm drains looking for them. And then that one particular instance, they came out with like a backpack, and they found some tools that they use to basically cut through the grates that are supposed to block them from getting through and into the storm drains. So they found that kind of paraphernalia and a backpack, but they didn't find the people. And, if there was any even that was still down there, they assumed that most had gotten up and out the drain. They literally will lift up the manhole cover, and like you're in the middle of a street, and they will wait, they'll peek up like in a movie. They lift it up and they peek out and wait for, it to be clear. Then they move it over and they all get out just like, sewer critters coming out, and they run. That's what happens. Wow, I have 16 people in here on my backup channel. That's awesome. I only have 600 subscribers on my backup channel, you guys. So if you're new, subscribe, okay? And then also subscribe to my main channel, Atomic News, okay? I have Atomic News, that's my main channel. Atomic News TV is my backup channel, okay? That way, if something happens, and they shut my channel down again, we have this backup channel. So good to know I can live stream off the backup channel. So, all right. Migrants make poor decisions. Don't forget that. All right, I have so many articles to talk about, you guys. Black Hawk down. That's in the title of this video. Okay, Black Hawk is down, and 3 people have died. Okay, St. Cloud, Minnesota. This happened today. Fire officials in Minnesota are responding to a Black Hawk helicopter down after a mayday in St. Cloud, Minnesota, about 76 miles northwest of Minneapolis, St. Paul, according to an NBC affiliate in the Twin Cities. A UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter went missing Thursday shortly after takeoff from St. Cloud Airport. The Minnesota National Guard said it lost contact with the helicopter shortly after takeoff around 2:05 p.m. The helicopter was carrying 3 Minnesota National Guardsmen, and the helicopter was conducting a maintenance test flight. A maintenance test flight. I think this is probably why Mr. Atomic downs certain aircrafts. Mr. Atomic is a machinist. Okay, he makes parts for, he's made parts for Black Hawk helicopters. He's made parts for other military, vehicles and planes and whatnot. And he has the power to down something if he feels that it's not safe. I'm sure he'll find out what this was. They get mad at him too. Okay, the military, they get mad at him when he's talking to somebody, some bigwig, highfalutin, military personnel is on the other line. He'll yell at them and be like, "Don't you dare put that in the air," And I believe he recently said to one entity, "Don't put passengers on that plane, or don't fly that plane," and they did it anyway with a full load of people, okay, civilians. So he gets pissed off when stuff like this happens because people don't think he knows what they think they know better. It's ridiculous. He's the one that machines the parts. He knows what's safe and what's not. So maybe now they'll listen. I mean, it's sad that this happened, and I'm so sad that we lost 3 National Guardsmen. But it says the Minnesota National Guard released the following statement. On or about 2:05 p.m. on December 5th, 2019, the Minnesota National Guard lost contact with a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter while it was conducting a maintenance test flight that originated from St. Cloud, Minnesota. The Minnesota National Guard and local emergency services are currently trying to determine the location and status of the aircraft. The helicopter had 3 Minnesota National Guard personnel on board. Our first priority is the safety and well-being of our guardsmen, and our thoughts are with our soldiers and the families at this time. According to a release from the office, Governor Walz is in communication with the Minnesota National Guard and will be at the Capitol to monitor the developing situation. An article has since come out since this was posted, confirming the death of the National Guardsmen. So we did lose some. So going back to the border, though, I know if it wasn't this last live stream I did, it was a live stream before where I mentioned that Texas is building, there's a section of wall being built in Texas right now, and it's being done by We Built the Wall, the same people that built that section of wall near Sunland Park, New Mexico, okay? I can't say where it is because we obviously don't want whack jobs going over there and doing stupid stuff, okay? So I can't tell you that, but I can tell you that it's on the Texas-Mexico border. And they're building about, I think it's 3.5 miles of wall. Well, this is an article that came out on the 4th that was a surprise to me. Texas judge orders We Build the Wall not to build. Okay, now's the time where you should be getting angry. Okay, this is what you should be getting angry about. This is privately funded. Okay, U.S. citizens paid for this. When they build that section of the wall, it will be gifted to the government, basically, probably for the same, it's probably the same deal that they did in Sunland Park. I think they gifted it to them for like $1, basically. I mean, not every deal is the same, so it could differ. I'm just saying there's going to be some kind of a deal similar to that probably struck. And now they want to stop it, of course. Houston, okay, this is out of Houston. A local judge in South Texas has ordered supporters of President Donald Trump not to build their planned private border wall on a section of land near the Rio Grande. State District Judge Kino Vasquez. Kino? Your name's Kino? That's a weird name, sorry. On Tuesday, issued a temporary restraining order against We Build the Wall, which raised $25 million after promising to build its own private barrier. Vasquez set a December 17th hearing for We Build the Wall and its founder, Brian Kolfage, to appear in court in the South Texas city of Edinburgh. We Build the Wall announced on Facebook last month that it was starting construction on private land next to the Rio Grande. So another private landowner negotiated a deal, okay? This is the river. Those of you who are geographically challenged, this is the river that separates the U.S. and Mexico and Texas, okay? It posted videos that showed a construction foreman describing plans to install posts a short distance from the riverbank. Okay, so that foreman is probably the same foreman that you saw that made all the videos for the other section in Sunland Park. Okay, the announcement drew immediate criticism from the nonprofit National Butterfly Center, which is located near the site, and filed the motion for the temporary restraining order. Wall opponents who say private construction could worsen erosion or push floodwaters onto other people's property in storms. The Butterfly Center and the advocacy group Earth Justice issued a statement Wednesday calling We Build the Wall plans illegal. So basically, all this is happening to save the butterflies. Okay? Butterflies. They fly, right? A wall is not going to destroy a butterfly habitat, I can tell you that. All right. It'll probably just move them slightly. You know, they can fly through the wall, they can fly over the wall. This is just BS in order to try and stop the building of the wall. That's what it is. And we knew we would run into this between, conservationists, tribal members, private landowners that are, pro open borders, which there's not very many of those. We knew this was going to happen and we'd run into these problems. But it says, the incredible biodiversity found here, supported and enchanted by 17 years of labor and millions of dollars of investment, is integral to the health of a fragile but vibrant ecosystem and warrants protection against the unlawful incursion, said Dr. Jeffrey Glassberg, president of the North American Butterfly Association, in a statement. The plans also drew the attention of the International Boundary and Water Commission. Surprise, surprise. We had problems with them in Sunland Park too. Okay, they're the ones that wanted to lock open that gate and leave it wide open so they could have access in and out. Well, it defeats the purpose of having a wall if you leave a gate open. That's like, okay, I'm going to build my house here. This is my castle, this is my fortress, but I'm going to leave the front door open for anybody to walk in and take advantage of my, my situation. Right? That's pretty much the same thing. So we've had problems with that particular government entity before. So it goes on, it says, the commission has asked We Build the Wall and Fisher Industries, its construction partner, for more information. Colphage on Wednesday reaffirmed that his organization won't begin construction until it gets the commission's approval. Yeah, so what do you guys think about that? We knew it was going to happen, right? This is an article out of the Washington Times, so if you want to go ahead and read the full article, you can find it there. It was just recently posted, so just search We Build the Wall or Butterfly Sanctuary, something like that, and I'm sure you can find it. Okay, thanks for coming in, Frank. Good luck with your show. I'll pop on over after, probably after I get off this one, I'll pop over to see you, but I'll pop over as the right Atomic News. You guys, after this live stream, make sure you go home, you go over and see Let's Be Frank. If you're not subscribed to him, make sure you subscribe. So moving over though, asylum seekers jam the U.S. border crossings to evade the Trump policy. Okay. For months, asylum seekers have been prohibited from filing their claims at U.S. border crossings under a much criticized Trump administration policy. Now some are sprinting down vehicle lanes or renting cars to try and make it inside the U.S. So they show a picture of the lanes basically at a port of entry, okay? I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but they will come up and they will run down those lanes now. I've seen a few videos of that, and they will literally run down those lanes to try and get into the U.S. Screw, being secretive. Let's just do it out in public, out in the open. They do it. The migrants' efforts are causing traffic delays at Arizona crossings because U.S. Customs and Border Protection officials had to barricade lanes used by cars legally entering the U.S. from Mexico. Advocates say many have become desperate after waiting for months to legally ask for asylum, often in poor conditions and while facing threats of kidnapping, extortion, and violence south of the border. Shoppers, teachers, and visitors traveling to the U.S. through Nogales, Mexico, endured up to a 5-hour wait this past Monday and over the weekend, causing concerns among local officials whose tax base relies on Mexican shoppers, especially during the holiday season. In a statement, Customs and Border Protection said it's committed to the safety of border crossers, adding that there's been an increase of incursions through vehicle lanes by asylum seekers attempting to evade established entry processes. They continue to break our laws, okay? They're not going to follow the law. They're going to do what they want to do. They think, okay, if you want to know somebody who thinks they're above the law, okay, you see the Democrats bitching that Donald Trump thinks he's above the law. Well, these migrants think they're above the law, okay? Because they continue to break our laws and break our rules and not do things the right way. it says these tactics interfere with Border Patrol officers conducting their responsibilities and exasperates wait times for daily commuters, the agency said in a statement. Border Patrol will not allow ports to be overrun or unauthorized entry. Okay, they will shut those ports of entry down if they have to. We've seen it done. Okay, they've done it multiple times this year already. If it gets to be too chaotic or too out of control or too much flow coming through there, boom, they'll shut it down to gain the control. Okay, and that's good. That's what we want, because the minute they lose control of that port of entry is the minute we are in danger for possible terrorist attacks, for possible loads of drugs coming across the border. Okay, like by semis full. Okay, if they don't have control of that port of entry, drugs could pour right through. Okay, I mean, they already do get through, but it could get through even worse. Okay, human trafficking. If they don't have control over it, they could easily bring through a semi full of illegals that are being trafficked. I know these are all hypothetical situations, and the left is going to say, well, it hasn't happened yet, but it could happen. Okay, that is a possibility. If you have these people with the mentality that think, I'm going to get over there no matter what the laws are, no matter what I have to do, and literally proof that they think they're above the law, if we have that, it's inevitable that something like that could happen. So the traffic jams could hurt sales at stores in Nogales, Arizona, that depend on Mexican shoppers during the holiday season. Okay. So I can understand how both sides would be affected, because hey, Americans like to go into Mexico. We do. We like to go over there and get stuff cheap. Okay, who wants their Louis Vuitton knockoff? It looks good. I paid $20, TKO, hey, what's up? Glad you're here. So I totally live stream on the wrong channel. So I just made you a moderator on this channel. When I was updating my YouTube for the whole, kid friendly thing, I must have been on my laptop doing that on my secondary channel and must not have logged off of it the last time. And so I went into it out of habit thinking, oh, okay, I'm going in, right? And at first it said live streaming not available. And I was like, what do you mean? Okay, YouTube must be down or something. But then it popped up and it said, okay, you can live stream. But see, I always thought that you couldn't live stream unless you had like so many subscribers. And I know I only have 600 subscribers on this channel, but apparently I'm misinformed. Because Frank popped in, he goes, nope, doesn't have to be 1,000. I was like, shit, okay. So here I am. Hold on, it's Gotcha Blitz. I'm one of your daughter's friends. Which daughter? Atomic Junior or my older daughter? Just curious. Because if it's my younger daughter, I have marked this channel also as not kid friendly. Because I do cuss. Oh, Atomic Junior. Okay. All right. Cool. Welcome. Hey, kiddo. Shout out to you. You have to tell her. You'll have to tell her that you watched my live stream, and that way she can tell me who it was that was watching, because I don't want to say your name here publicly. But welcome. I do cover topics that aren't necessarily kid friendly, so. But anyway, going back to Americans, we do like to cross the border, go get our deals. Okay, some people like to go over there, get cheaper prescription drugs. Some people like to go over there and do shopping for knockoffs. Okay, it's like shopping in China. You can get a knockoff of everything over there. Just, I highly suggest you guys, if you go over to Mexico to go shop, don't buy counterfeit makeup. Okay, don't buy any name brand makeup over there, because it is 100% that it's counterfeit. And if you have not seen the videos of them making counterfeit makeup or finding what's in counterfeit makeup, that's scary. You don't want to put that stuff in your face, near your eyes. You don't, the lipsticks, you end up eating that throughout the day, essentially. You don't want that stuff on your body, so don't buy counterfeit makeup, okay? You're safe with counterfeit purses and whatnot. And then I can also see how people from Mexico want to come shop in the U.S. for Christmas, okay? It makes sense. So I can understand how the Border Patrol is stressed over a situation like that. A 5-hour wait to cross into the US or to cross into Mexico, that's insane. 5 hours. Like, I think the most I have ever waited, like when I lived in Southern California, I went to Tijuana a few times. I think the most I ever waited was like a half an hour to get over the border. Like, or you could just park your car on our side and walk over the bridge. It was really easy. It was harder to come back into the U.S. than it was to get over there. At that time, the last time I went into Tijuana, I think I was with my first husband, and he is of Hispanic descent. Okay, though he kind of looks like the Hawaiian Punch dude, and he had me tricked for a while. Well, not too long, because I kind of suspected he was lying to me, but he told me he was Hawaiian, and I was like, okay. And then when I found out that he's not Hawaiian, he's like, well, I didn't think you'd want to be with me if I was, Mexican or whatever. And I was like, well, I thought you were. So obviously that's not a problem. But I think the last time I went over the border into Tijuana, it was with him, and we were coming back over into the US. And of course, we just had Coronas and street tacos. Okay. So I'd had a beer or two, right? And they let him walk right through. Okay. Totally looks not white. Okay. Totally looks like he could be from Mexico. Okay. They let him go right through. But Checkpoint Charlie there decided to stop me, white girl, okay, and ask me 20 questions. Where are you from? Where were you born? What school did you go to? And I'm like, why are you asking me so many questions? Because if you don't answer them, I'm not going to let you go home. And I'm like, dude, okay. I remember this. He was a jerk. That agent was a jerk. I don't remember what his name was or anything like that. But yeah, I was like, you just let my husband through, and he's Hispanic, and you're questioning the white girl? like I'm crossing illegally into the US. Okay, so my feeling is, when people call race things, call people racist, like, they don't discriminate based on race going over the border. And I personally encountered that. Okay, long story short, I made it over the border. I'm here today. I didn't have to call my mom from some Mexican police department. Can you come pick me up? Can you prove that I'm an American citizen? Blah 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 blah. Okay. So going on, though, because I have a couple more articles, and then I have to upload this whole live stream to my main channel because I'm a ding dong. All righty, you guys are gonna, if you aren't pissed off about something today, you're gonna be pissed off about this. All right, I'm gonna give it to you, your reason to be pissed off. Okay, this is a Breitbart article, and this was put out on the 4th. Americans build $60 billion a year to educate illegal alien children. $60 billion to educate someone else's kid that doesn't belong here. How does that make you feel? Battery addiction says you must look Mayan. Do I look Mayan? Somebody tell me I look like Amy Schumer. 60 billion a year to educate illegal alien children. That $60 billion could be going to our kids, okay? All these kids who can't afford to pay for their school lunch, okay, well, their parents can't afford to pay for their school lunch. The Democrats are bitching no child should, be hungry, blah, 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 and Trump is taking away their benefits, et cetera, et cetera. Well, their parents should be providing for them. It shouldn't be the country's responsibility to feed the children of this country. It should be their parents, okay? I'm not their baby mama. Okay, Mr. Atomic is not their baby daddy, all right? Yeah. $60 billion, we could be feeding our own kids. We could be, giving our kids more options for after school programs, more more classrooms, okay, building new schools, more classrooms so that our classrooms are not jam-packed. But instead, we're spending $60 billion on illegal kids. All right. So American taxpayers are being forced to pay about $60 billion to educate illegal alien students, as well as refugees. The United States-born children of illegal aliens and illegal immigrant children. Republican Bradley, is it Byrne? Said on Wednesday. Okay. During a congressional hearing where opponents of President Trump attacked his America First immigration agenda, it's got to be Byrne. I don't know. Byrne. Is it Byrne? How do you pronounce that? Anyway, that person noted that the burden of the nation's mass illegal and legal immigration system, where more than 1.5 million are admitted every year, falls on U.S. taxpayers who have no choice but to subsidize. I can't, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm talking about. I can't say it apparently. The cost, subsidize the cost. In 2016, the Pew Research Center estimated that 3.9 million, or 7.3% of kindergarten through 12th grade students in the United States were either here illegally or were the children of at least one parent illegally present in the United States. Can anyone tell me how much we spend on public education for that population of students? It's around 60 billion. They said that while the federal government mandates English as a second language programs for the roughly 9.6% of all U.S. students who are considered limited English proficiency, it is states and local residents who have to endure the cost. Okay, so it hasn't come up yet. I always joke that we will have one at some point on our paychecks next to the federal income tax, the state income tax, Social Security tax, immigrant support tax, okay, something of that nature. They're going to start taxing us, having a special tax to pay for all of this that gets dumped into our nation, okay, that all these people that come in here illegally, they're pulling it from various, funds. Obviously, it's got to come from somewhere, but watch, one day we're going to have an immigrant tax. That upsets me. I mean, is there anybody in this in the chat right now that is not upset by that? I'd really like to know. If you're not upset that we're spending $60 billion on illegal immigrant children, type 1 into the chat room right now. I'd be curious to know. Yeah, 60 billion. I'm mad. So I noticed nobody pushed 1. So, nobody disagrees with me in this room. Thank you. All right. Here's something else. If that 60 billion hasn't gotten you mad, here's a little something else for you. Okay. Also a Breitbart article. Sanctuary County likely releasing 1,000 criminal illegal aliens into the U.S. Okay. And I'm going to tell you straight off the bat, it doesn't matter that they're criminal illegal aliens. It's that they're criminals, period. I don't care where they're from, what country they're from. I don't care what color your skin is. You're a criminal. But this article just happens to be noting that it's criminal illegal aliens, okay? The Sanctuary County of Mecklenburg County, North Carolina, is on pace to free 1,000 criminal illegal aliens into the United States after terminating all cooperation with the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency, okay, ICE. Federal data reveal that each year up until fiscal year 2019, Mecklenburg County would hand over to ICE about 1,000 to 1,300 illegal aliens who had already been convicted of crimes or had pending charges against them. In December of 2018, though, Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden ended the county's 287G agreement with ICE that effectively turned the region into a sanctuary jurisdiction that shields criminal illegal aliens from deportation. The sanctuary county policy indicates that about 1,000 criminal illegal aliens may be released at some time, and 300 illegal aliens who would have otherwise been deported from the U.S. by ICE will likely remain in the county instead. Sanctuary cities and counties around the country, are acting as illegal incubators for criminal alien activity, harboring dangerous offenders and often releasing them back to the streets. Okay. The egregious, did I say that right? Boy, I can't talk tonight. Practice of local police ignoring our law and obstructing the federal law enforcement mission of safety and security should have no place in North Carolina or anywhere else. Okay. There's a college, okay. I'm sorry, I can't think of which college it is, but I want to say it's probably a college in California. I could be wrong though. Okay, don't quote me on this. They were protesting basically for there to be no prisons at all, none. So where should we put the people that break laws? Where should we put the people that murder somebody? Where should we put the people that, basically, rob a bank or do other various things that are felonies and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Where do we put them? North Sentinel Island? Should we ship them off to North Sentinel Island and just let the natives deal with it? Because they kill everybody that comes on or tries to come onto their island, okay? I think there's been 1 or 2 people that have survived and made it off the island. But for decades and decades and decades, since we've known of their existence, they kill anybody who tries to come onto their island, okay? So what are we supposed to do? Ship them there? I mean, do we do like Lord of the Fly or something and just dump them to put them on an island, in a deserted island somewhere, and let them create their own society? I mean, what do? We have to have prisons. We have to have jails. We have to have some type of punishment. So what, are we going to bring back firing squads or the hanging tree? I mean, what? How does that work? So if you get rid of prisons, how does that work? I mean, I don't think they seriously thought that through. And to be in college, I mean, you've made it through 12 years of school. You have some brain cells that function, right? Common sense would say that's a bad idea. Okay. Why would we want to release criminals into society? What? So are we going to have the purge? Are we going to start the purge 2020? I mean, it's ridiculous. People are not using their brain cells. Why would you release any criminal that hasn't done their time into society like that? And why would we release illegals that shouldn't be here in the first place into society after they've committed their crimes? What, so that we, the taxpayers, can pay for it? So that we can open up our wallet and be like, take my money. That's really what it is. I don't want them in our society. I don't. Sex offenders. Why would I want a sex offender living next to me? I don't. And this is the whole mindset, the whole mentality of the left, the Democrats. Democrats don't want for-profit prisons either. Why not profit off of these people? Why not? Somebody has to pay for the incarceration of them. We have to pay for their food, their medical, their jumpsuits, their shoes, all that, okay? It has to come from somewhere. It doesn't just fly out your butthole. For-profit is completely acceptable in my book. It makes complete sense. What do you mean, Black Bart? It's a great channel. Who? There isn't really such thing as a private prison, right? True. No, yes. TKO says no criminals, please. So I don't know that this type of an article, me reading this, an article like this, I don't get it. Like I will sit and think about it and try and come up with a reason in my mind. Why would somebody think this is okay? And I can't come up with a reason. I can't. Battery Addiction says, love your show. Thank you. Make sure you subscribe to my main channel, Atomic News, because there's Atomic News and Atomic News TV. This is my backup channel, and I live streamed to my backup channel by accident tonight. So make sure you subscribe to both, okay? Because the main channel puts up lots of footage, okay, in regards to the border, in regards to Trump, in regards to immigration. I put up some great videos in the past couple of days. They're short videos though. So I know some people, they want to know about a topic, but they want it to be quick. Okay. They don't want like a full hour live stream. They just want to see the goods and be gone. So that's why I put these short videos up. But I had one where Joe Biden bites his wife's finger on stage. People love that video. And then just today I posted, Nancy Pelosi going off on somebody who questioned if she hated the president. And she does this whole big thing about how I don't hate the president. I don't hate him. I pray for him every day. My ass, you pray for him every day. No, you don't. You pray for his demise, I'm sure, but not for his success, not for him to succeed. What a load of shit. So I post a lot of clips of some interesting stuff. And you should subscribe to both channels. But here, okay, this is the cherry on top of this live stream here. Okay, is when we think about the mentality of the left, and how whacked their thought process is. Starbucks is in the news again, you guys. Starbucks is in the news. A few months ago, me and Snafu went over to a Starbucks in Tempe where they did kick out some police officers because another guest, another customer, felt intimidated and not safe, so they asked them to leave. Yeah, that was a true story. Okay. Well, now this is another Starbucks. Okay, this is in Oklahoma though. Starbucks manager Lola Rose says she was wrongfully fired over pig cup scandal. Okay, yes, pig cup. You know how they ask you your name? Okay. When I go to Starbucks and they ask you your name, I tell them Atomic News. That way they say, yeah, peppermint hot chocolate for Atomic News. Okay. It's free advertisement. But this person or somebody that worked there at the same time at that day in that shift wrote in the name pig for a cop, okay, as their name. A manager of the Oklahoma Starbucks where a cop received an order labeled pig says she was wrongfully fired because the coffee chain was looking for someone to take the blame, according to a report. Lola Rose, who worked at the Glenpool location, said she wasn't the one who wrote the insult on the 5 coffees ordered by a local officer on Thanksgiving. I was terminated from my position because Starbucks was looking for someone to take the blame for this and to save some face from their company. Rose said that she tried to make the situation right with the officer before he left the store. He laughed it off, and it was cool, Rose said. I handed him the blueberry muffin, and I went back off the floor to continue doing my shift manager duties. But later, another officer, Johnny O'Mara, wrote on Facebook about his colleague's coffee run. What irks me is the absolute and total disrespect for a police officer who, instead of being home with his family and enjoying a meal and a football game, is patrolling his little town, O'Mara said in the post. His post went viral and prompted Starbucks to fire the employee who printed the labels, and also drew a response from a woman claiming to be O'Mara's daughter who said he absolutely is a pig. The Starbucks partner who wrote this offensive word on a cup used poor judgment and is no longer a partner after this violation of company policy. And that was a company statement. The statement, however, doesn't make any mention of Rose's termination. Now, I did see a video clip of her, and just by looking at her, and I'm sorry, everybody in this room judges a book by its cover, okay? Don't say you don't because you're lying. Everybody in this room judges a book by its cover. And when I saw this video, I looked at this video and I said, let me guess, Trump's not your president, okay? Typical liberal young person, okay? Just looks like they rolled out of bed and, stretched their earlobes and, just I can peg them a mile away. Like just walking through stores shopping, I can be like, Trump's not your president. Trump's not your president. Trump is your president. Like I can tell. Okay, there's definitely a difference in the way the right and the left are in this world. Okay, I saw her video, and that was the first thought on my mind: is Trump is not your president. Okay, you might as well be wearing a sign on your forehead that says it. Hi. Okay. And she said, I was not the one who inputted the word pig, or I'm not the one who wrote the name pig. Okay. Okay. But you're the shift manager, right? And you still stuck those labels on the cup and gave it to them. So congratulations. You earned your termination. Okay. Doesn't matter if you're not the one who physically wrote it in. You saw it. You stuck it. You gave it to the officer, had a conversation about it with the officer, and he laughed it off, basically, okay? So you are an accomplice. You are at fault, along with whoever put the word pig into the name spot, okay? Whoever the cashier was. That's the other person who should have been fired, okay? The cashier, because the cashier is the one who puts it all in, inputs the name, et cetera, okay? Prints out on the sticker, you see it, boom, pass it off to the officer. You're guilty too. Congratulations. It's disgusting. It really is. Because that other officer is completely right. That was Thanksgiving while everybody else is at home with their family, making turkey and stuffing and, eating pie and, taking a nap and watching a football game. That officer is patrolling that city and he's working to protect you, and you just disrespected that officer. So does she deserve to be fired? Yes. Yes, she does. Just because you don't agree with somebody, you don't agree with the way somebody handled something at work, you don't agree with a customer, whatever it may be, it doesn't give you the free ticket to be an asshole, okay? And whether she directly or indirectly was an asshole, she was still an asshole. So, hasta la vista. Bye, Felicia. You're fired. So, with that, I'm going to let you guys go because we're at the 52-minute mark. I do have to upload this whole live stream onto my main channel. I know everybody's going, where's Atomic News? Because she promised me a live stream tonight, and they're probably all waiting. And it didn't happen. I'm such a ding dong. Anyway, I think that's all I had for you guys. Yep, I will do that makeup live stream though this weekend at some point. Watch the community section. I will post an update there and let you guys know exactly which day, Saturday or Sunday, and what time. It'll probably be 8 p.m. It will probably be Sunday, okay, because that's my early day at work. I actually get off at a decent time, and there's no chance of me getting stuck at work because where I work, it closes at 6. So thank you all for being here tonight. Make sure you're subscribed to this channel. Make sure you subscribe to my main channel, Atomic News, okay? And until next time, peace out.